Well, it's also it's not easy to cheat, but it kind of is that easy way out. But I think if more people recognize that that's what they're doing, is filling something within them that they feel like they are not anymore, then they can kind of work from that place instead of like, you are not being that for me anymore.
You're listening to the Almost 30 podcast, a lifestyle podcast hosted by Krista Williams and Lindsey.
Tune in for a new episode every Tuesday to hear our honest conversations about topics like wellness, entrepreneurship, spirituality, and self-development with guests who are really smart, really inspirational,
and really fucking funny. It's real, it's raw, and it's unfiltered.
Inspired by our transition from our 20s to our 30s, we realized it's so much more than that. Our mission is to provide you with the tools, guidance, and motivation to help you navigate any transitions in your life and propel your personal growth.
Thanks so much for tuning into the Almost 30 podcast.
Here we go.
This episode is brought to you by Four Sigmatic. So Four Sigmatic is all about mushrooms. So there are actually tons of amazing health benefits from mushrooms: immunity, energy, longevity. And I've been taking Four Sigmatic for a few months now. So I am in love with their reishi stress and sleep drink. I have it right before bed, and it sweeps me off my feet into a amazing deep slumber. So what I love about Four Sigmatic is that it's natural, it's easy to use, it's convenient, and it is better than anything else I've ever taken to make me feel better. So the reishi product is my favorite. That's what I've been using right now. And you can get 15% off at foursigmatic.com/almost30 on shrooms all day, every day. This episode is brought to you by Dame Products. And if you guys don't know who Dame Products is, let me tell you about them. They are amazing toys for sex. And you know that we are not afraid of our sex toys. We had Unbound on and we love them. So basically they design vibrators with partners in mind. 70% of women report needing and wanting more stimulation during sex. I'm blushing and you guys know it, but I actually had one of their products even before they were our sponsors. So I had the Fin. It's super easy to use, perfect and fun. It's hands-free. And then they also have another one for your partner. So you can use it together during sex, and it is amazing. They've been featured in the New York Times, W Magazine, Cosmo, Forbes, etc. So get your groove on with Dame Products and use the code almost30 for 15% off. That is almost 30 for 15% off your little vibrator. Enjoy.
We have a lot to talk about.
Hey guys. Welcome back to the podcast. We're Almost 30 podcast. We're a podcast about navigating life transitions. This podcast was born on the transition from your 20s to your 30s, an experience that Lindsey and I were very close to. We thought we would put a mic behind the conversations we are already having together.
Because we're learning this shit with you.
Yeah, because we're
truly learning every
in this
day.
all together. But we are.
Krista and I haven't seen each other. Sorry. I'm like looking at her like, hello.
I know.
We haven't seen each other.
And you're looking at your phone too. So
yeah, sorry.
Being fucking rude. She hasn't seen me in so long and she's on her phone.
Be there in a bit, Mom. Okay, bye.
Rude.
We're so glad you're back. Thank you for subscribing, rating, and reviewing on iTunes. Thanks for joining our secret Facebook group.
Yeah, they're rolling in and we're not even asking for them.
It's crazy.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Maybe that's the key. Not asking.
We get it, guys.
Not forcing anyone.
Literally. Not begging. But yeah, the reviews are coming in. Appreciate it. More people in the group. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
17K motherfucking followers. Appreciate it.
Yo, our Instagram is going to surpass my Instagram.
No way.
I'm nervous.
It's the meme game.
It's an everyday race and I'm sweating.
It's the meme game. It'll probably surpass mine.
Should I introduce memes to my Instagram?
Yeah, literally. I'm like, I need to take the memes that we send to Chloe and use them. Actually, Chloe finds all the good memes.
Yeah,
she's more aware than we are.
She's more woke.
Yeah, Justin sends her memes and she uses them.
Oh, that's cute. That's so cute. Yeah, Justin is the meme king. She's the meme queen.
He loves a good meme. So what's been going on? How have you been feeling?
How have I been feeling? I've been good. October felt a little like funky. I don't know if anyone was feeling that way. I was on a high, I think, from like turning 30 in September.
Cool.
You know?
Yeah.
For
So
no
you liked
reason.
it? So you liked it?
Yeah, I loved it.
You loved October?
Oh no, I loved turning 30 in the month of September.
Yeah.
And then October just felt like I couldn't quite get ahead with things I wanted to get done. So sometimes when I'm super attached to like a goal, I'm disappointed if I can't commit to it 100%. So I just felt a little thin. I kept saying, I mean, not actually thin, just like spread thin. Like I couldn't quite complete everything. But it ebbs and flows, you know? My brother is back living here with me and my mom is here, which is such a blessing. But it's also, I was telling you, and I've even told my mom this, it's like, it's really interesting to have someone in your space, to be around family. I haven't been around my family in a really long time, like so close in proximity. So it's interesting, but it's been good. I think it's really helping me to like see them, I guess. Like I think when you're home, you kind of see them in their roles. So, oh, that's my mom. Oh, she's downstairs doing laundry, or she's running to a meeting, or, oh, that's my dad. Oh, he comes home at this time and he goes to work.
My mom always hangs out in her underwear.
Oh my God.
Even when my friends come over.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, Mom, put pants on.
Wait, that's hilarious.
Everyone's literally like, Caitlin, she was like, what's your mom doing? Hanging out in her underwear? Like my boyfriends would come over and she'd be like in her underwear. She'd be like, what?
Oh my God.
Put your pants on, Mom.
Wait, I love that.
Fuck.
My mom would like change her pants when people come over. She's like, is it too casual if I'm in leggings?
Oh my God.
I was like, what do you mean?
God, that's my dream.
It's like weird. I was
She's
like, okay.
pants on.
It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
She's like, well, if you're dating him, I don't, you know.
Oh, my mom would have no pants on, drinking a Diet Coke, listening to NPR, like doing something like that didn't matter.
Oh my God.
It's like, okay. My dad, when they were together, actually, that was so long ago, I don't even know what they'd be doing. My dad would be like doing something, a chore for us. Filling up our gas tanks or something.
Tightening the screws on your desk chairs.
Literally.
They were creaking earlier.
Literally.
But yeah, it's been good. And I've been like fully immersed in acting classes.
Yeah. How is that?
Great. It's kind of showing me that like, that I do love to work on the craft, like, period. And we had that interview with Mia Serafino, which is out. So listen to it. But she, like, our conversation totally resonated with me because you have to be like doing it all the time. You have to be thinking about it all the time, you know, and in everything that you do, even if it's, you know, before bed, if I'm writing down like my schedule for the next day or something, like I also could be writing down, you know, like character inspiration for, you know, whatever I'm working on right now. Like just things where I always should be kind of buzzing with it in my body and my mind and my heart, whatever. And just being around other creatives. We'll get into your weekend because I know you're around so many. It's like being around that energy, like allowed me to see myself in like a higher place, like so where I want to go. So I want to be on a sitcom, like, so being around people, I'm able to like see myself there, if that makes sense. Cause even if they're wanting the same thing, I can almost like see our stories intertwine. Like I make up shit in my head where I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to like see Dave in 5 years, like on set. And like, we're going to laugh about like, oh my God, we were in that improv class together. That was so fun. Like just shit like that. I think like, even if it's like a dream or I imagine it, kind of puts the energy out there and it becomes more real in my head. Whereas if I'm super disconnected from being in class and like learning, then I kind of forget like the magic of it, the fun of it, like the constant like creating of it. Like some things work, some things don't. There's less pressure on it when I'm always doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I leave more room to like fail and then get back up and do it again. Whereas if I'm not always doing it, I'm like, oh fuck, if I didn't do this right this time, like who knows when I'll go at it again, you know? So yeah, class has been amazing.
Is it UCB?
No, I'm at the Groundlings.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is where like Kristen Wiig was, Will Ferrell, like all those
So did you
people.
do the shows?
So at Groundlings, you only do the shows if you're in the company.
Oh, okay.
Groundlings is really, really intense. It's like they're very selective. They don't let you go to the next level very easily. So if you're at the Groundlings, you're not at the Groundlings to be in the company. I don't think that's like your main goal. If it is, great. It might not happen for 10 years. Like it's a long process. So yeah, we don't perform on stage, but I mean, we're performing in class every day and like learning, and it's so useful. And
like, what's an example of a day?
Well, it's like a 3.5-hour class 2 times a week. This one I'm in. We'll like do our warm-ups, like really weird exercises, which actually I have one that I think is effective, and I'll talk about it. But we usually have a focus for the day. So today it was space work. So when you're on stage improvising, this is actually so boring. I wonder if anyone finds this interesting.
Love it. Yeah.
Creating space for imaginary objects, but like doing it in such a way that is so convincing. So making space. So if I pick up a pencil, I'm not going to pick up a pencil like this. I'm having my 2 fingers together, leaving space for it. Things like that.
Like a treasure chest.
Yeah. So you're creating,
if you were doing a pirate skit.
Hell yeah.
You got to leave space.
So you're able to like create this world, because when people watch you, they're like, oh, he's making coffee. And they're not even thinking about like, oh, he's like mining.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's so convincing.
Yeah.
He's making coffee. And it's also, Groundlings is all about character work, which I love.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel good. Being in class makes me feel like connected to my purpose.
Yeah.
For sure. It just helps me here too, and I've let go of a few soul classes, making room for this and for acting and all of that. It's been kind of like it's been a transitional period. So while so many things are going so well, I'm just like, when things aren't quite in flow, I'm like a little rattled. So I think that's what October felt like, and part of like this month felt like. But yeah, overall it feels very good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's like right.
It does feel right. How was your weekend at Summit? Tell me all about it.
Summit.
What is Summit?
So Summit, guys, is Summit is an invitation-only conference where you have to interview, and it's basically like just super curated, and the sessions are just crazy good, and it's really designed for people that are entrepreneurs, who are venture capitalists, who are creatives, who have their own business. The caliber of people there is like insane. Like, I couldn't believe that I was around these people that are doing big things and dreaming big and want to give back and want to make the most of their lives, and are so smart, and so thoughtful and all of these things. So they used to have them on really small, and they were probably like 300 people. They had them on cruise ships. So they take over the whole cruise ship, and like,
I was trying to imagine the cruise ship.
It was kind of like really partyish, is what
I'm
they
like
said,
so
actually.
glad that's over. Is that still going on?
Oh, no more on the cruise. I was like,
No more
on a boat, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. So they had them on a boat, but it got really partyish, and like everyone would like hook up.
It's like Real World Out to Sea. What is it?
Real World Out to Sea.
Road Rules, Real World Out to Sea.
Below Deck too. My dad, when we were in Croatia, was like,
Semester at Sea.
Semester at Sea.
Okay.
It's like, have you ever seen Below Deck? I was like, what the fuck? Dad, like, what are you doing watching Below
He's like,
Deck?
I was doing my research.
Yeah, he's like, I'm retired. I've got nothing but time. Yeah, so Summit is cool. So this year it was in downtown LA. There was 3,000 people at the event. They're mostly around probably over 30s, to be honest. They're probably like from 35 to and above. I felt like actually very young being there. And with your ticket comes hotel stay. So you stay with people that go to Summit. So in my room, I shared a room with other people that went to Summit.
Who was in your room?
This girl named Paige. She was a doll. She was so sweet. And then another girl who I never got to meet her, but I love her because she was quiet as a mouse every time she came home.
You never met her?
No, I never met her.
Wait, that's hilarious.
So because every time I'd be sleeping in bed, she'd come home at like 3 a.m.
Oh, shut up. Was there a little partying going on?
Oh, there's so much partying going on. Like partying like fucking crazy. So I'm there, I'm like getting up at 7, going to like a dream session at 7, and like going to yoga sessions, going to basically in a conference room or whatever room all day long. Like, I want to be learning all day long. I want to do a session all day long, but at 10 p.m. I'm out. Like, I'm good. But people would stay out they had things till 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
DJs like A-Track DJ'd.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Gary Clark Jr. played from like 11 to 12. Hannibal Buress had a set. Comedians had a set. Like, there's tons of music. It was at LA Theater. They have like discos. So I'm sure people were doing like crazy shit.
Cool.
Like, just partying. Because for some, it's like they want to come and it's like a bunch of eligible people.
Yeah. Was my husband there?
I was probably.
Were you looking for me?
Probably.
Thank you.
Like, honestly. Probably. Everyone there's like stunning. It was crazy.
Fuck.
And like smart and rich. And again, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah, so it's so dope. So some of the sessions, so I actually took some notes because I wanted to talk about some of the sessions that were so good and so inspirational. And I learned honestly so freaking much. So Esther Perel, who I would love to have on. Esther Perel.
If anyone knows Esther Perel, please.
She's amazing.
Put her in contact with us.
Put her in contact with us. She's like a relationship expert, sex expert. She actually did a bunch of work on infidelity recently.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting about the infidelity thing is she was saying that infidelity is such a big topic now because women are actually now speaking out against infidelity, even though it's been happening since the beginning of time. But back in the day, women never said anything or felt like they could speak out against infidelity. So now that we feel like we are equal to men, we feel like we can like have the rights to not have our husbands cheat on us. Because back in like the 40s and 50s, your husbands would cheat on you all the time and you couldn't say shit because you didn't have a job. You didn't work.
Right.
You weren't making money. You were just a mom at home.
It was like a weighing whether it was worth it or not.
Yes, it was a power play. And divorce, people didn't get divorced. If divorces were looked upon negatively, you would never do that. So the infidelity thing was super interesting. And when she was talking about with picking your partner, she said, oftentimes I don't tell people to go with the person that, they're most drawn to or passionate about, but picking the person that you can really compromise to make a life with. So it's like with this person, do we have mutual things in common? Could I build a life with this person? And she talked a lot about how timing is so important in your life. So it's not oftentimes, she's like, you could have married a few different people, but the timing had to be right and how important timing was.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Just with past relationships. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the diversification of your community and friends and how important that is to a relationship. So now we ask our partners to be our therapists and our lovers and our best friend and all of those things. But actually having a diverse community around you is much more healthy than having that person be one thing, because with those expectations, they will surely fail.
So having that person be all of those things, instead have other people be your therapist, obviously be your, okay.
So I think for me, that's like totally true. Like I have like things that I talk to Justin about, obviously like he's my best friend, but I have, if I'm going to be talking about like something with my blog, I'm going to be talking to you, or I'm going to be talking to Aubrey, or I'm going to be talking to someone that gets it.
Yeah.
If I have something that's happening with Almost 30, I'm going to talk to you. If I have something that's happening with work, I'm going to talk to someone else. If I have something that's happening with me and my body and my emotional health, I'm going to talk to someone else.
Sure.
It's like he doesn't, like he's amazing at that, but he doesn't need to be that, and I think that was like nice to hear because I actually did that well. And then she also talked about being erotic. And being erotic, not in the sexual sense but having being present and being a focused and attentive. So she said there's something erotic about that. So basically that's like the true definition of the word.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I just felt that in my body.
Yes. Like that's erotic. Like,
first, like think about someone just seeing you, kind of taking you in, being present, not on their phone, not thinking about the next thing they're going to say.
Focused attention.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Did she talk about, because I've heard her speak up on cheating and like why people cheat.
Yeah.
And the whole like desire thing.
Yeah. So she talks about why people cheat. And she oftentimes says, people say that you're cheating because you're missing something from your relationship. But she says that's not true. That you are cheating because you're searching for the part of yourself that you lost. So in a relationship, when you first start dating someone, there's lust and romance and passion, there should be at least at the beginning. And, it should keep throughout your relationship. But a lot of times it can, kind of slow down if you've been dating someone for a long time. So oftentimes people will cheat because they're looking for someone to see them as sexy. because they feel like they've lost that in themselves.
Yeah.
They don't feel sexy anymore. Or if someone thinks they're really funny and they feel like they've kind of lost that. If someone else is identifying something that they feel like they've lost, then people will oftentimes cheat for that reason. Isn't that crazy?
Fucking crazy. It makes so much sense.
So much sense. And I think it puts the pressure off of like saying, you know, like, oh, you're missing that in your relationship because that might not be true.
Well, it's also it's not easy to cheat, but it kind of is that easy way out. But I think if more people recognize that that's what they're doing, is filling something within them that they feel like they are not anymore, then they can kind of work from that place instead of like, you are not being that for me anymore.
Yep.
You know?
100%. Because it takes two people, you know? So that was hers. That was
love her.
Amazing. Oh, and then the last thing with her in the infidelity work was talking about removing the judgment and the stigma around people that cheat. So oftentimes in a couple, in a relationship, if someone cheats, not only does the person that's been cheated on have to have the person that cheated lie to them, but they also have to lie to their friends and family on behalf of the person that cheated because they don't want to be judged. So if I have, you know, if someone has a husband, the husband's cheated on them, not only has the husband cheated and lied to them and betrayed them, but that person, because they want to avoid being judged by their entire community, family, and friends, they feel like they need to lie to them and act like everything is good.
Yeah.
So removing that stigma and judgment around it and just being open and kind of being accepting of the evolution of a relationship and that, you know, cheating may happen.
I love that.
Beautiful, right? I love that because I feel like I used to do that too. Like I'd be like, oh my God, cheaters, fuck cheaters. I would never cheat. Or I don't actually never say I would never cheat because I was like always cheating. But
well, it takes a lot of like courage and you have to take the ego out. I think especially for the person who did cheat.
Either. And it's okay.
That's
like
interesting.
Cheating, you know, cheating's not okay, but like it's okay. Like it's or not okay. It's just
well, it's a moment for like it's an opportunity for growth, whether you guys stay together or you don't. No one died. You know, it's like, let's move from that space where everyone's okay. Let's work on like why this happened.
Yeah. That was why Sophie was so like.
I was just about to say that. Like, that's why it's so powerful. I think, you know, it's more common than we.
Yeah. Sophie Jaffe. So when she talked on her episode about that was super powerful. So listen to that one. So that was really good. So Esther Perel, we'll actually link some of her work in our show notes. The Jessica Alba one. So Jessica Alba also spoke and she was, I like had no expectation. I think we're so hard on women. So I kind of had believed the headlines in the tabloids about Honest Company, you know, not staying true to the organic standards. But she was great. She was like super poised. It was funny when I saw Cash, her husband.
Yeah. He
walked in with her two sons. Like I was kind of late. So he walked in kind of late too. And he asked the front door guy, he's like, hey, is Arun Sinathan or the guy that was moderating? He's like, is he speaking? And the guy's like, no, it's Jessica Alba. He's like, okay. Like he made a joke about it. Like he was like kind of just asking if the other guy was speaking. It was really, really cute. But what was baller about her session was at the end of it, the guy, she's very pregnant with her third.
Shut up. I didn't know that.
I know. Beautiful, stunning, pregnant woman. The guy goes, you know, if you could tell your future son anything, like what would you want to tell him? And she's like, you wouldn't ask that to Jeff Bezos, who's the CEO of Amazon. He was sitting in the front row. She's like, you wouldn't ask him that. Why are you asking me that? It was like hilarious. I was like, dude, that's so fucking true. Like,
damn,
Jeff Bezos is right there. And she was like, you're the best to Jeff Bezos. I thought that was amazing. But another thing about her too is that she had the idea for the Honest Company for 3 years. She made an investor deck for 3 years. It was 100 pages. She had all the branding. She had all the ideation. Took her 3 years to cut it down to 20 pages. And then that's when she finally started pitching and she kept getting tons of no's, tons of people saying, you know, that they didn't want to do it. But it was basically her idea, her business. And she said that she actually took on 3 male co-founders. And for a while, she kind of hid behind them. So she would act like it was a team, but really it was her idea and her hard work behind it that created the company. And it was almost like she felt like she had to have them to feel credible enough to like start this business.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Are they still with her?
I think they are. And she really likes working with them. But now she's saying, she's like, I'm just going to take ownership of what I've done, with this business. And then also too, if you remember when they got flack for not being organic, like there was something, an ingredient that was not being organic, but actually, and this is where the media gets tricky, is the situation that happened was the Honest Company was being completely organic by the FDA standards, but the FDA standards weren't in agreement with the person that claimed they weren't organic. So where Honest Company was following the rules, it wasn't the rules that this person that wasn't the FDA said about being organic.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it was basically like when they went to court, they won the court because everything was organic by the FDA, but this person had higher standards basically. So it's like a false positive, which is crazy.
Wow.
She's like, I felt so depressed after. She's said that really like bothered her. Like, she's trying to do good, providing an option for people to like give organic products to their babies. And, it just like backfires.
Wow.
Crazy. So that was like amazing. She was amazing. Okay. Damn, I said amazing again. Fuck. Sorry guys about the amazings.
We have a word.
But it was amazing.
We have a word a month.
We have a word a month.
Mine's interesting and yours is amazing.
Oh, what was ours before? What have they been?
Totally.
Oh yeah. Damn, I'm glad I graduated from that. Oh, and then we had
Hey guys, we interrupt this solo episode to bring you a word from our newest sponsor, Zola. Zola is the wedding company that will do anything for love. They are reinventing the wedding planning and registry experience to make the happiest moment in your lives even happier. And it's really cool. This website is so easy to navigate both for you if you're planning a wedding and for your guests. It's free, easy to use, and it's totally fun. I was like surfing around before, even though I'm single as fuck. But it's reinventing all of it's been around forever, like this registry idea, but they have over 500 top brands and 50,000 gifts, experiences, and cash funds. You know what? I did not know that you could have like honeymoon funds on your registry, fitness classes, wine subscriptions. Okay, into it. They have a really friendly customer service team and they'll go above and beyond, helping you pick out the perfect blender or the perfect napkin rings, And they also, which I love, have group gifting, which is great for me because I always kind of want to give something like even nicer, but I'm like, I'm only one person. So I love to go in on gifts with friends to like get a big ticket item, So that's amazing. And you can get a $50 credit towards your registry if you go to zola.com/almost30. So ZOLA.com/almost30, ALMOST30. So zola.com/almost30, and you will get a $50 credit towards your registry. So excited for you guys to try this. So our babes and guys, if you're getting married, let us know. Let us know how you like it. This episode is also brought to you by Hum Nutrition. HumNutrition.com is where you can go to find the best supplements, vitamins, and powders to help you feel and look better from the inside out. So what you put in your body is going to directly affect your skin, your hair, your nails, your energy, your cognitive response, all of the above. I have seen a complete change in the way I feel, especially. So I'm sleeping better. I have more energy. I'm able to respond quicker. So my thoughts are clearer. I'm really, really thankful for Hum Nutrition. It's given me the regimen I needed to just do better by my body. So you can try Hum Nutrition at humnutrition.com and use our code almost30nation, ALMOST30 NATION for 15% off your first order. So humnutrition.com, you take a short quiz. The certified nutritionist will recommend 3 to 5 supplements. You can always add more or less specific to your needs. And you can use our code almost30nation for 15% off. All right, back to this episode.
Andre Agassi talked about, he was amazing. Oh, fuck, he was cool. He was
fucking rad.
Yeah.
Did he talk about it like early on, Andre Agassi?
He talked about his social impact investing. So he works with this guy that was in venture capital. He used to manage like billions of dollars. And what they do is they get investors to invest in charter schools. So making schools in underprivileged neighborhoods, and those investments are essentially real estate. So at a point, they will be able to divest and earn money from it. So the investors are happy because they'll be making an investment that may not grow to to billions and billions of dollars, but will get them a return over time. But more importantly is providing a social impact to schools in need.
Wow.
So it's a for-profit business model that helps these communities and helps these schools. And it's amazing. Like they did talk about how, nonprofits are super important, but a lot of times too, it's companies that are for-profit, are really making money and really able to do, this is their belief, that companies that are for-profit are able to do more good because they're working with more money.
Right.
So their impact is greater. So we talked about that. This is rad. Okay. This is so good. And I literally want to tattoo this on my face. They said, if you're doing something good, you should be fearful if there's no competition. So if you truly believe that what you are doing is good and there is no competition, that is a bad thing. Because then that means other people are not trying to do good alongside you. So I was thinking with us, if we don't have anyone else that's trying to do what we're doing, that's not a good thing, because what we're trying to do is
good.
Create
on
a community.
Big level, yeah.
Yeah. Empower people and inspire people to live better. You know what I mean? So it's looking at competition in a positive way, that you all are trying to do the same good thing. And he also talked about recognizing the role of luck in your life, which is really cool. Oh, would you know Brian Grazer?
Why does that sound familiar?
He's a producer. He's the most amazing.
Oh, yeah. He did Glee and
Apollo 13. He's been nominated 146 times. He did 8 Mile. He was the most interesting person I've ever heard in my life.
Did he do Glee? Am I making that up?
Maybe.
Sorry. There's another Brian something. Okay, go on.
And every week he meets someone new. So every week he schedules a meeting with someone completely new so he can learn from them.
Wait, that's amazing.
He's met with ODB, Slick Rick, Eminem, chess people, cult leaders. So he always just tries to learn something new every week. Isn't that fascinating?
Amazing. No, he didn't do Glee. Sorry, I'm not thinking about that. Okay.
My bad.
Oh, these movies are amazing. Fuck.
Yeah, he's done so many.
I just saw a tweet from him. He was with Tim Ferriss.
They recorded a live podcast. Cool. It was literally the funniest thing I've ever been a part of.
Really?
He was just so crazy, and he's very eccentric. And he has this crazy hair.
Yep.
He was amazing. He was so funny. And then there was Dean Ornish, who talked about health. Tim Ferriss did the live podcast. Jane Fonda talked about sexual assault and minimum wage in the restaurant industry. So her and there was another person that she interviewed with. I'm forgetting the name, but basically in a lot of states, they have a lower minimum wage for servers. So it's $3 an hour. And then as opposed to the normal minimum wage, which is $12. And in the states that have increased the minimum wage for servers to be equal to the minimum wage for everyone else. So right now it's 15 and 15 maybe. Sexual harassment cases have gone down 50%. So because it empowers women to not feel like they need to put up with sexual assault to earn their money.
Wow.
And that 70% of the people in the restaurant industry are single moms. And there are so many sexual assault cases and actually in the restaurant industry, that's the number one place where women get sexually assaulted or harassed.
I mean, I can imagine.
It's perfect. I mean, don't you think about it now? You're like, oh yeah, I have.
How many times? I mean, if you consider sexual assault a guy that you don't know slapping your ass, as you're walking by, yeah. I think of bottle girl days and all of that shit. I think I've blocked that out, but it definitely happened.
Yep.
And then worse, I'm sure, in those situations where they get to know people and they manipulate them.
Every night.
It's crazy.
Every night it's crazy. So they want to basically increase the minimum wage in every state to be equal to the other minimum wage, because a lot of these people are living in poverty. These are single women. But there's an organization called the National Restaurant Industry or National Restaurant Association, which is Disney, which is Yum Brands, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, blah, blah, blah. All these big companies, Olive Garden, that want to keep it low. because they profit from it.
Right.
So it's just really powerful. Like,
wait, I'm blown away that Jane Fonda is fighting for this.
Yes.
Not that she wouldn't, but like, why? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I think she met this amazing woman.
I love
and
this.
just was like really impacted.
This is why
by it.
You, like when you gain fame, like this is the type of shit that no one's talking about, that no one knows about, that you need to like bring to light and change.
And it was nice because you felt like it's possible. Like in these states, like Michigan as an example, it's really possible for us to have this law passed to increase the minimum wage for restaurant workers, give them rights, give them healthcare, give them a better life, because it's not like, for some people it's a transitionary job, but for a lot of people it's their full-time job, and like, again, it's 70% of these people are single moms, and they're working so hard. They deserve to have what's rightfully theirs. Oh, what's really crazy about tipping. So in Europe, they never had tipping. Right. And in the United States, when we first colonized the United States, we didn't have tipping either. But then as soon as the Civil War happened and we started to, we released slaves and we started to be a free country where slavery was illegal. They started tipping because they didn't want to pay the slaves anything. So they wanted to have the slaves continue to work in service jobs, but not to pay them. So they said that they would be getting tips. So that's where tipping came from. So that's basically like the idea to keep the minimum wage, to not allow them to have minimum wage, which is rightfully our right in the United States, and just have them have tips. So that's where the idea of having the lower minimum wage essentially came from.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
That's crazy.
It was like so interesting, and it was amazing. Oh, the minimum wage is $2.13.
What? Fuck.
Crazy. So overall, Summit was really cool. Did a lot of really good sessions, got really outside of my comfort zone, met with some interesting people, tried to be authentic and be myself, and, just went from like 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. every night, had dinners with strangers, went to Be It Session.
Awesome.
Be It Session was crazy.
I'm excited for our event.
It was crazy. Be It, and I did a Reiki session with one of her best friends. I was like crying. It was like so good. And then Be It was like, come to my session, like come help me out. And we went to the door of her session. There was a line of 70 people out waiting for it. And I like got to go in with her to like set up. I felt like a celebrity. I felt surreal. I was like, what am I doing here?
That's awesome.
I was like, I'm not cool. It's funny. After we met Be It's friends, she was like, we like you. I think she could tell I was like it was like a little insecure feeling all weekend. Like these people are really established and really know who they are and really, feel comfortable being their complete selves all the time. Whereas I'm, can be a people pleaser in the sense of like, I'm going to meet someone and kind of figure out what they want to talk about or what they want me to be like for them. And I'll probably be that because I want to make it a pleasant experience for them.
I think it's just interesting knowing you like do so much know who you are. And like, you know what I mean? So it's interesting.
I felt off
that you have that.
I felt off this weekend. So yeah, just being outside my comfort zone, I felt really off. So yeah, her session was insane. The room was like to the capacity. It was so good. It was so deep. She's so funny and cool and fun. Like I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud to know her.
That's amazing.
She's like, sky's the fucking limit. Dude, I feel proud of myself that we're friends with her.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I was
so happy you guys got
So check it out, Summit. And then, check out any of those speakers too. The lineup of people are really inspiring and changing the world. So highly recommend doing something different, going outside your comfort zone, doing something alone, doing something that scares you, and continuing to learn every day. So important.
Well, Krista was at Summit. I was at PatreCon.
Oh yeah.
Which was just so rad. So
James.
we launched our Patreon a few months back, and just being fully transparent, didn't really know
how to leverage it,
and how to use content. It, to benefit our creative process. So Patreon is a place where creators go. It's not like Kickstarter or crowdfunding. It's people can donate $1, $2, $5, $10 or more a month. And these creators are giving their patrons content, whether it's just a video that says, hey guys, what's up? I'm backstage. Just wanted to show you like what it's like before I go on and perform. Or whether it's releasing a new song a month early to your patrons, or whether it's doing a meetup, or whether it's sending them a holiday card, like little things. And what was my biggest takeaway was that one, the founder of Patreon, Jack Conte, he could sell this company tomorrow and make millions and millions of dollars, but he's not. And not to say that he won't ever, but right now it's really important to him. I think they're like 5 years old, that the sole focus is to give creators a space to make money while they continue to create and really like kind of grow roots into what they're doing and their purpose in the world. And I mean, people were going up to him being like, thank you so much. Like I'm able to pay my bills every month because of Patreon. And I'm able to, create content, whether they are musicians, writers. I get like emotional when there is a space for things that I might, or people might think are really, really weird. So like there was a nerd cover band. So this band would cover songs, but make them like into like, they're like nerd inspired. So they take like a Taylor Swift, and
they make the words
and
like
make
about
the words
like the periodic table.
Yeah, Star Wars or the periodic table. And they have like 14,000 fans.
Respect.
Okay. Like
that's creativity.
So the fact that there's a space for these like super niche creators,
hell yeah,
is like beautiful.
Yeah, man.
And the fact that they're creating every day, you're like, fuck, and they're making money, so it was just really inspiring. James Higa was the one that introduced us to Patreon. He is the former VP of Apple and a fan of the podcast and has been such a cheerleader and inspiration to us. And we love him so much. So I was there with him and he spoke and it was beautiful.
I know. How was the session?
I can't talk about it. It's secret, actually. I know. I'll tell you,
amazing.
But it was amazing. What was so special is that, he was James and just shared some really beautiful information and inspiration with us that I'll never, ever forget. He's really, really special. And, people were going up to him because he's a patron of a lot of the artists there. There was this girl who's Kina Granis. She is a singer-songwriter, and James is one of her patrons, and he goes to her shows whenever she's in town. And he's just seen her grow from like nothing to what she is today, and she's, doing really well. And she's like, oh my God, you're James. Like, because you interact with your fans in that way on the platform. So it's really cool. You can make it as personal or not as you want. It's just a beautiful space. So if you are a creator looking to create more and not have to, work yourself thin, doing other jobs to support your creative path, check out patreon.com, patreon.com. We have our Patreon, patreon.com/almost30, and we're going to be kind of relaunching it. We have some great content coming out soon, and we just appreciate you guys, all our patrons who are patrons now, and future patrons. But I was just super inspired that there are like these growing and big companies out there like a Patreon who are keeping it small in the sense that they truly care about like the art of what's keeping their company alive. Instead of going for the money, they're going for, why this is changing people's lives.
Yeah.
So we have attached to this episode.
Very special.
Very special. We have
Very
a
special.
TBT, an episode that Krista and I recorded during our, cocoon time.
Oh, yeah.
We were in a cocoon, about to become a butterfly.
Yeah.
We were just rolled up on the floor.
Real special.
So we were just recording, and this episode has never been released. But this is a taste of what we will be releasing on our patreon.com/almost30.
So OG listeners, this is like what you guys remember. Yeah. Us just being goons.
Goon pots.
Just being straight up goons.
So if you become a patron, donate a few bucks a month, you can be listening to these nugget episodes,
Yes.
TBTs. All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. That was a great one.
We love you.
So happy you're here. All right, all. Have a great week.
Bye, guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Almost 30 Nation, before we get into this TBT episode, never before heard, we would like to bring you a word from our sponsor, HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal kit delivery service that makes cooking really freaking fun. You get to focus on the experience and not just about the final plate. All the ingredients are measured to the exact quantities needed, so there's no food waste. Love that. And they source fresh ingredients. I trust this meal delivery service. That's my big thing. I need to trust them, and I do. Each meal takes about 30 minutes to make, so super easy. You don't have to have a ton of time. They deliver directly to your doorstep in a recyclable insulated box for free. If you do the math, the meals are less than $10 a piece. So I'm definitely saving money using this. Okay, so you can use our promo code ALMOST3030, so ALMOST3030 for $30 off your first week of HelloFresh. So visit HelloFresh.com and enter our code ALMOST3030, ALMOST3030 for $30 off your first week at HelloFresh. All right, guys, enjoy this never before heard. Actually, our first ever episode that we recorded. Kind of crazy. All right, enjoy. Welcome to
The podcast.
We just don't know what it's going to be called yet.
So if you have any suggestions, just send them our way. It's hard to explain and describe what you want to talk about in a podcast when you want to talk about everything.
So we're both 28. We're approaching 30.
Approaching quickly.
And we feel like we're no longer in our 20s where we were like vomiting unexpectedly on a Wednesday.
I'm like, oh, my heels. Yeah, when it was cool and cute to not know what you're doing. And like you could just freely fuck up and not have a plan for your life. And it was fine. Yeah. But at 30, shit gets real.
So it's feeling quite real at the moment. And we just have a lot of questions. But I feel like we also have a lot of answers. Because we've been there.
Got 28 golden years behind us. We want to share it with you.
So I'm Lindsey.
And I'm Krista.
And we met, we're transplants from New York.
Yep.
We came out here to LA. And
we met because I reached out to Lindsey for her life advice when I wanted to follow a similar path to hers. But, I got rejected and shit changed. Not by my choice.
I'm a soul cycle instructor / pursuing
acting. You're an actress and a model.
I always say pursuing because, like, if I say, like, oh, I'm an actress, and then they're like, what have you done? I'm like, a lot of things, but, like, nothing you've seen.
Yeah, you're like, have you seen Titanic? I was Rose. It's like nothing you say is good enough for whatever they say.
I'm like, I was in a regional commercial where I was like dancing around in pajamas. You don't remember that, do you?
Totally.
Just wasted time.
Everything I'm in is in Asia, and it's hot.
Wait, that's funny. I just had an audition the other day for a Japanese towel company. I had to smell a towel and say, fua mochi pon. I didn't get it, but...
What would they choose? Like, who's better than the next?
I don't know. Everyone was blonde hair, blue eye. Yeah. They fucking love blondes. I don't know
why is that?
I don't know. It's creepy. I was thinking the other day, I've never, ever had an Asian man hit on me.
Oh, my God.
Have you?
Dude, I thought I was. I thought they were asexual until when I was in Vietnam. And I got a massage, and it was like... I freaked out. He was just like rubbing my inner thigh for like 20 minutes. And I put my hand like on my crotch. I was like, okay, like I'm going to protect myself. And he would kind of like try and push it away. And then I just had to like yell and freak out. And be like, what the fuck are you doing? It's not bizarre.
Wait, you didn't tell me this.
So bizarre. I mean, I can't be like, hey, got molested. Great trip. And I don't want to judge, but it was freaking weird. You would never think if you had a guy massaging you.
So weird.
You would never think. Ever.
I would never think to protect myself while I'm getting a massage.
And my sister was like sitting next to me. It was like a couple's massage.
Oh, that's weird.
It was a bold move. But, can't resist. I'm twice his size, twice his weight. Not resist. I understand completely. What were we saying? So we met. So I reached out to Lindsey. I wanted to be a SoulCycle instructor. I'm obviously not. So, and then when I moved to LA, we just came over here and started hanging out all the time. And we're
in a book club.
Sisters. We're in a book club.
So that's brought us closer because neither of us read the book.
Because we don't read the book. Ever. Haven't read one.
We're trying. It's just all of them have been really bad.
Yeah. I chose the last one. It was really bad. It was The Cartel, and it was way above like a women's book group
it was just too smart
reading level. And I should have known. I was like, oh, you need to pick like Nathan Sparks.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I need to pick like something
Nicholas Sparks?
Nicholas Sparks. Shows how much I read him. You need to pick a light one. I picked like such a hard one. It was like 700 pages. Everyone's like, everyone in the chain of 20 girls, really, and half of them I know, are like, who picked this book? This book sucks. I fucking hate this book. I was like, I know.
Someone just finished it and said it was great, though.
I know. And I responded to them. I was like, oh, thanks. I'm so glad you liked it.
So we, it's always nice to find a fellow gal out here.
Totally.
That you connect with.
The streets are hard.
Like everyone's like, oh, LA. Everyone's so fake, so superficial.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've had a really good experience.
Totally.
To be honest, I really haven't. I've met some like fucking weirdos.
Totally.
And like, I feel like I'm just not attracted to people who are apparently, I don't know, superficial.
Totally.
And in this like LA world.
I think they're
I don't
just,
know.
you hang out with a lot of transplants.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that's
Maybe
from
it's
California.
like the West Side thing.
Yeah, true.
I feel like it's a lot of East Coasters on the West Side.
But I feel like I can tell someone that I meet from LA like right away. I'm like, oh, they're so sweet, but there's like a wall there, and they don't want to be my friend. Period. The end.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Maybe. Do you hear my stomach on the thing?
Yeah. No, I don't hear it.
I'm drinking La Croix and my stomach is making noises, and I feel like this mic is going to pick everything
It's going to
up.
pick that up.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
one of my pet peeves is like
stomach
chewing
strike?
on ice. Like you like hear the noises. Like
Yeah.
So I'll refrain.
I don't like when people like lick their lips a lot or like,
yeah.
Oh, but yeah, the people that I've met in LA have been just like so legit. In LA, you can like also too, it's more okay to just kind of follow your dreams.
Yeah.
And do your thing. And like people are so fucking weird here. You could say anything and people are like,
and they love it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I know this guy could totally help you. He has this business and they do this.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Or you're like, I'm like in a bad mood. And they're like, I know it's the Jupiter eclipse in the third moon cycle. I totally get it.
We just took a yoga class and she said, what are we? Yeah. We're in the second eclipse in 1 month.
Yeah.
And I just started thinking, oh my God.
I thought that too.
Makes sense. I've been going like back to like boys that I've dated in the past and like feeling very weird about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like going back to them and like going on a date with them or like hooking up with them and talking to them. Like, why am I doing that?
I know. That eclipse. It was. But I was thinking, when she said that, I was thinking that's so fucking LA.
So LA.
LA.
But then I was like,
we do yoga classes 2 moon cycles. And like yoga classes, like they start with all astrology stuff, which I'm so down with.
Yeah.
But it's just like so LA.
Yeah.
You would never do that anywhere else.
It's like when we went to Cafe Gratitude. Okay. I feel like if we bring anyone else to Cafe Gratitude who's not from LA.
Oh my God, they don't get it.
Yeah, they don't get it.
Cafe Gratitude is a place in LA that's like a restaurant, and they have everything is named after
qualities
or like a feeling, like
a bowl is like called
grateful and whole.
And when you order, you have to say, I am blank and what you want to order.
Yeah.
So like if you say, hey, I'll just have the happy, they're like, you are happy.
Yes, they like correct you. Like you're like, hey, can I have this bowl? And you're like even point to it. They're like, you are
Wholesome.
Yeah, they'll be like, you are eclectic. They will like say it for you to make sure that you know
that you didn't.
And they'll be like, hey, have you ever been here? And you're like, yeah, we have. So it's like you're expected. You're going to be like, I am awake to be, to order. But you like never want to say it. So like on the low, you're just like, hey, the coffee. And they're like, you're awake? Like, okay.
They're like, do you want to know the question of the day?
Yes. And the question of the day is always the same. It's what are you grateful for?
But then we got the other day, what are you celebrating?
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
We're like, our fucking podcast.
Yeah. I was like, I'm celebrating this fucking $30 meal that I can pay for. That is a salad and kombucha. All right?
Fucking
grateful shit.
What were we going to say?
So what are we going to talk about in this podcast? So.
I feel like I've been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't you feel like you've been through a lot? But I also, at the same time, feel like I don't know shit.
I know. I feel like I've lived like 7 lifetimes. Like, I seriously look back at myself in high school. I'm like, don't know her. College, I'm like, no idea who that is. 20s, I'm like, God, who is that? Mm-hmm. And then like even like a year ago, I'm like, who is this person? And I feel like I've just like done so much growing, quote unquote, whatever, which means basically you've made a lot of mistakes.
And maybe we just need to reflect.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We want to reflect with you guys. But we also want to talk about, like Lindsey said, just becoming and almost being 30, which is like seemingly a time when, when you're younger and you're like, oh, I'm going to be definitely married by 30. Going to have like 2 kids. We're going to like live this life, blah, blah, blah. You're going to like have so many expectations for yourself. Then it comes to the time when those expectations are meant to be fulfilled. And it's like, I don't know. Life has plans when you're busy making them. So it's like, what kind of things should we be doing or what? I don't know. Just like how.
I always just have so many questions and I'm not sure. Is it okay to ask? I mean, I always I preach, like always ask questions, always ask for help, always whatever. But I'm like, should I already know that?
Dude, yeah.
Doing my taxes this year, I was like, I should know how to do this. I have no idea. But like things like that are like kind of silly, but just with relationships and it's like a lot of like, should I be doing this?
Right.
Or I haven't experienced this yet. And what does that mean? Like approaching 30, maybe it means nothing. But I also don't feel like we're the only ones.
I know.
Yeah.
And I feel like too, so we're going to talk about that, but it's also just like about like reflections on life, relationships, dating, love, sometimes pop culture, things that we learned, so it's not just, and I want to make that super fucking clear. That we're not just talking about basic shit.
Yeah.
We'll have like funny stories that we think are funny and sweet. And you guys will too. And then just other things that we've learned or that are like cool topics to talk about. So, it's not just for girls. Mm-hmm. We're going to have boys.
Yeah. Because, I always want to ask boys questions.
Yeah. Because you guys,
we always, I feel like society or women or girls are always like, boys know nothing. Mm-hmm. Boys know nothing.
Yeah.
They got to learn. But I don't know, maybe we're just not asking them the right questions. True. Like I don't know.
I feel like it's like boys know nothing about the uncomplicated shit that is my head.
Yeah.
And they really don't know anything about how complicated we make things.
But also we don't know anything about like how simple sometimes they think about things. And that's not always the worst thing.
Totally.
So I think it'll be really fun to hear from you guys.
Yep.
To enlighten us and vice versa.
Totally.
Because we're kind of in this together and like, the whole men are from Mars, women are from Venus, this like polarizing idea. I don't know. I can't live like that.
I know.
Like I love boys. I want to like know them better. I want to give myself the best shot.
Yeah.
At like finding my soulmate.
I want to get this advice.
Yeah.
I just feel like it is too, like I always think now, I used to be like, oh my God, boys and girls are so different. But it's like people are just different and there's shitty ass people, there's shitty ass girls, and there's shitty ass dudes.
Yeah. So we also want to mention Krista is in a relationship and I'm not. Mm-hmm. Just telling you. Just so it's kind of facts. Like, I love that because first of all, I learned from her and her relationship. And it's also just good in general, just to keep like a very
balance.
Totally. A balance. Because I don't know. I mean, I've been in long-term relationships.
Both, like spinsters. People would be like, they're spinsters.
Yeah.
they are single and they're sad. And I'm happy in a relationship and you're happy single.
Yeah.
And you've been in long-term relationships.
Yeah, and I've been happy in...
Guys, Lindsay's had boyfriends, okay? She's had a lot of men that have really loved her. So don't forget that.
I should have loved them more. We'll talk about that later.
I know. But I'm in a very happy relationship. I've been with my boyfriend for like...
He is so freaking cute.
He's cute. He's really hot, actually fucking hot.
He's hot.
And so we've been together for 3 years and we're very happy. Like, moved from New York to LA together. So I have my perspective on like dating or being in a relationship.
And also being in a relationship in your late 20s. Like I was in a long-term relationship in my early 20s when I was like, I turned 21. I was living in New York. He wasn't living there. I was bartending. Like it was a goddamn mess.
Totally.
And it's funny, like, you know, I think if I would have met him later in life, it would have worked differently. But of course, like coulda, woulda, shoulda.
It's all about timing. Totally. I mean, how many dudes have you dated? Maybe this is just me. And they're like, I would marry you if I was 28.
Yeah.
And then they like dump you.
No one's ever said that.
I've had that. And I took it and I believe it. To this day, they would have married me if I was older. So it's like, oh, this relationship's perfect, but it's not the right time. Yeah. It's like, okay.
I just gotta like find myself.
I gotta find myself. Fun. But I mean, I get it. That was like, I mean, dude, I thought, you know, when you're younger, you literally think the first person you love is who you're going to be with for the rest of your life. Literally. Which is fucking terrifying. Why is that?
I don't know. I feel like you're...
Like you literally... I've never been so sure about anything in my life.
Oh, for sure. I would say it all the time. I'm like, anyone ask me if I'm going to marry so-and-so? Hell, of course.
Yeah.
I would put money on it.
Yeah.
Then it all fucking changed.
I know.
We're so young and impressionable, and like I thought I was going to be married by the time I was 26.
Yeah.
Start having kids by the time I was like 28, 29. Ugh.
I know. I don't want to ruin
I am so far from that, it scares me. It actually doesn't scare me. It excites me a little bit. Like, don't you think, like, you'll probably get married in the next few years or whatever, but like, you have time before kids. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like you don't feel pressure to have kids.
No, my God, no.
Right.
But
times have changed.
No, though. It's like scary because we just control so much of like having kids. It's like we want to control when we don't through birth control or whatever. But then like we also want to control when we do. So we're like, oh, want to have kids. You know, as soon as you get married, you're like, yeah, time to have kids. So it sometimes just scares me, like with your body. Like, what if I couldn't get pregnant? You know, for the women that can't get pregnant. I know. I have
no idea.
I know. You don't know. I mean, I just think about how grateful I will be if I have a healthy, beautiful child.
Of course.
They have to be beautiful.
Yeah. Haven't you seen some, like, I've seen some pretty ugly babies on Facebook.
For sure. But
I think they're going to be so beautiful when they grow up. But, like, I just think, like, if I had, like, some alien-looking baby.
I know.
I don't know. And, like, would my friends tell me? Would my parents tell me? No, but like they said it about other people's babies.
Like you and your husband could be like, "Damn,
he's ugly."
Yeah. You'd even put in like tons of costumes. You'd be like, "Damn, it's so ugly. We have to put in costumes. We gotta dress that little fucker up."
Oh, years from now. What else?
Damn, I forget where we were before we were talking about babies. Oh, like talking about your relationships before 30 or.
Before, during, I don't know. I mean, you know, now we're in an age of dating apps.
Yeah.
And did you ever do them?
No.
Yeah, it's weird.
Dude, I'm like really
It's weird. So weird.
And I really can't do that.
And I go in waves where I'm like in it and then I'm so out of it. I've had like a few success stories, like nothing that's obviously ever lasted. I've met really cool dudes that I've dated for a little bit and like learned a lot, and you know,
How do you weed them out?
I have like the weirdest, I just go by my feeling. And sometimes it's like the little things I was telling you the other day. Like, do you guys ever, when you meet someone and like, they're cool and you're like, oh, cool, kind of vibing.
Totally.
You know?
Oh, you're cool. We're cool.
So I'm not going to use names on this podcast, obviously, but if I do, slap me.
Bill.
And reverse and record. No, just like little things, like the way they like drink their drink, or I don't even know. I'm like shivering thinking about certain things like in bed. Like, should I get specific? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
just, we'll go into it.
We'll have the episode of what bothers Lindsey about people that she's dating.
Yeah, I gotta write it down. Just like the littlest things, the first thing I think is, I cannot marry this.
I know, yeah.
But like that's so horrible for that to be your initial thought.
All girls our age, like, and I can't, whatever. I feel like all girls our age are thinking right now that. So like when they meet a dude, it's like, I can't marry this. Do you know?
Totally. Is that right though? Is that wrong?
I know. I wonder that too. I really think about that because I don't know. Yeah, because I don't fuck around. Like if I believe you, I'm like can see something.
Totally.
Like I don't play.
That's how I feel, and I get like frustrated because I'm like, I should just chill the fuck out, and have fun,
and just let him drink his drink.
Let him
how he wants to drink.
Do the fucking weird tongue thing before he drinks his drink.
Let him lick it and then go slow to the cup.
It's the weirdest.
Like
you gotta see it. You gotta see it in person.
I will, and I will.
It's fucking weird.
And
but the thing is,
you can't say that to him.
The thing is, he's fucking awesome
as a person.
Yeah. It sucks.
And sex?
Oh. No, it sucks. Those little weird things are like pissing me off.
Totally.
So maybe the bigger picture just isn't right.
I wonder what I do that's like fucking gross or weird. Do you know?
Same, but I think I'm like almost perfect in that sense.
Me too. I'm like, I wonder what I do. And I'm like, I know there's fucking nothing. But I
feel like I'm so self-aware that I would know if I was like really fucking annoying when I did something. I would probably do it anyway, but I'd be aware that it's annoying.
I feel like I would catch someone looking at me for too long, or kind of like I'd pick up on that.
Yeah.
If I was drinking my drink and they were kind of like glaring their eyes, I would be like, oh, something is weird about this. And I would think about it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm very self-aware, but maybe I'm not.
I know.
Maybe that just says I'm like super not self-aware.
I know. That's what siblings are for. I always say that to my sister. Like, I talk so much shit to my sister, even though she's one of my best friends. And she'll just do shit or say, if she can't hear someone, this is an example. If she can't hear someone, she'll say, huh? Literally. So that's a huh. Like, huh, can you tell me more?
But more guttural.
But more guttural. It's like, huh. It's like, huh? Like that. And it drives me up the motherfucking wall. And I'm like, dude, you need to stop saying that. It's just, or she bites her nails. You need to tell. Your siblings are like,
no one does that anymore.
Dude, no one does that anymore.
Like, we used to do it when we were younger,
Yeah, totally. And then you realize what's in your fingers and you're like, ew.
Ooh, that's fucking gross.
Isn't that gross? So, that's what your siblings is for, your best friends. My best friend tells me they have dirt under my nails all the time. And I do. God. And I'm like, oh, shit. But now I'm aware of it, you know?
Yeah. So we'll talk about awareness.
Yeah, so we'll talk about awareness a lot.
Yeah, I think no topic is off limits.
I'm really into career and personal growth. So for me, I've just become obsessed in the past 2 years with just fulfilling my potential as a human in life. So in my relationships, and then personally, and then in my career. So talking about career stuff, especially for people at our age, because right now is the most pivotal time, I think, for people in our career. So we had the first couple of years to kind of lay the groundwork and understand what the working world is like or what kind of path we want to be on. So to take all of that and now actually apply it, because we understand that working at a fucking job where you're just cold calling all day is shitty, and that's not what you want to do. Or you've been in a few different situations that help move you to where you want to go. So talking about that, what we've learned via books, podcasts, or other people will be really cool. And then, Lindsey's a soul cycle instructor. So personal growth is huge for her because she has to use a lot of her knowledge and her experience and kind of her know-how and her insights to inspire a group of 60 people 3 to 4 times a day. So that kind of stuff is just so important for her. And then for me, personal growth is just everything. As we talk about changes that we've experienced from high school to college to now, it's basically a quest for personal growth and to be better every single day that brings you to that place. So I think that will be a really cool and interesting part of the podcast too. And obviously hearing from you guys, kind of your strategies, your skills, what kind of questions you have or what kind of areas you think we should delve into would be, awesome too.
Yeah. I mean, we're navigating this kind of, I think in the best way, which is kind of blindly. We don't, I feel like every single time that I've made a plan in my life, it's gone completely the opposite direction, or maybe just the like
totally,
45 degrees, but it's just different. And like that, and I think we're at a place now where that is exciting and it doesn't cause any anxiety. I mean, maybe at times.
That's so true.
But it's like, it's really inspiring. So
that's so true.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know I was going to become a SoulCycle instructor. I mean, I was bartending, I was fit modeling, I was doing all these different things. Yet I went to Boston College. By the way, it doesn't really matter where you go to college. I feel like you could get the same education
100%
everywhere. But people ask me, you went to BC. Oh, what are you doing? And it's like,
yeah.
I'm a SoulCycle instructor. I pursue my acting career. Like, I'm okay with that.
Totally.
But it's really interesting, like, navigating, like, people's opinions of what you're doing, too. And I think, I just love the feeling of, like, not being alone in this. And, like, whatever you're doing, that's why I feel like we were brought together in a way. Like, we're both creative people pursuing, our passions. And we have kind of an idea what we want, but like it's also like unfolding as we go along, which is really cool.
Totally. For me, I was in management consulting from like the time I was out of school to like January. And then so I was doing that, and that was just like sales and service for C-level executives of like best practices, whatever that can make them do their jobs better. That was basically my like fucking consulting pitch. And it was interesting because I learned a different language of finance that I didn't know, but like, that's not what I want to do. Like being behind a desk actually makes me go freaking insane. And just sitting there, knowing that I'm sitting there for 9 hours when I don't have something to do, honestly, like drives me up the fucking wall.
Yeah.
And even though I learned a lot being in the corporate world in that way, it's like, I quit in January and haven't looked back. So,
and so now Krista has this amazing blog.
It's called the 100 blog. So 100 for like, keep it 100, live to the fullest, 100%, nothing less, which is something that I say all the time. So I'm like, oh yeah, 100, it's a term of agreement, term of encouragement or endearment. So I've been doing that blog for like a year now, and you should check it out.
It's amazing. Check it out.
It's really tight. I'm grabbing the fat underneath my chin. It's really tight. I need to really work on that. That's what we're
I'll give you some retinol before we
leave. Need to. Yeah, we'll talk about beauty products and stuff.
Beauty products. We'll be testing out products weekly, from the bazaar to mainstream to what maybe you guys are obsessed with.
Yep.
And we'll either say, oh, cool, it works, or fucking overrated.
That shit sucks.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to want to come and subscribe and listen to our fucking awesome podcast. If you want to talk about dating, if you want to talk about personal growth, if you want to talk about career stuff, if you want to talk about hot topics in general, if you want to talk about love and relationships, friends, kind of like navigating your life, even from 20 to 40 or just even into your 30s, and you want to, we are the girls for you.
Amen.
Amen.
We can't wait to hear from you. And hopefully by next week, I'll have a voice.
Yeah.
Did we mention this isn't my normal sexy?
It's her. It's
I wonder how it actually sounds.
Voice. I like it. What is it?
Well, I have vocal notes.
Oh, yeah.
Tragic.
Like Adele. You guys know Adele.
Yeah.
She had vocal notes, and Lindsey does too.
Like basically Adele.
Yeah, it's like, like they talk about it. They're like, oh, these nodes in my pipes.
And I have to call her back. So hopefully I'll have a voice. We are still deciding on a name.
And it's going to be more structured. So this is
we
just
have
a free
special segments that last a few minutes each. And
like conversations with our Uber driver is a segment. Because, I honestly have the best conversations of the day with Uber drivers.
What did you learn from your Uber driver?
What did you learn from your Uber driver?
What did you learn today? Give us a sneak peek.
So I learned a lot about hemp. So he's making a hemp documentary. And hemp is just like a super plant. And it's been kept under wraps because of the government's relationships with large corporations. And hemp can do amazing things for the environment and for people. And I was just inspired to learn more about hemp.
I love that.
It was amazing. Honestly, he said there's tons of hemp documentaries. We need to check them out.
Oh.
When can you talk about hemp with your friends?
I feel like Uber drivers in LA are so interesting.
So feel like half of them are lying, but.
Yeah, my one the other day asked me to sit up front. I said no, but like politely. And then I sat in the back, and then he was like, I was asking him questions, and I said, oh, what do you do? Because he always asks him, what do you do?
Totally.
And they're like, and he said, oh, I teach autistic kids. And I was like, I'm such an asshole.
I know. But I'm like, are you lying?
Yeah, I don't know if you're lying. I'm like, do you have kids? He's like, no, I'm single. I'm like, okay.
Why do you ask you to sit up front?
I don't know. It's weird. I was like,
it doesn't make sense.
Well, I was like walking in the car, and he's like, oh, you can sit up front. I'm like, I'm the only person in this car. I'm going to sit in the back.
Yeah, he's like, this girl's hot as fuck. You can sit up front.
No.
He'd be like to me, like, in the back.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, it's weird. Do you ever get...
What?
Soft topic.
Keep it in. Let's do it.
Earlobes. Do your earlobes ever smell?
No. Do yours? How?
I feel like from like having earrings in, like I don't ever wear earrings, but like in the actual earring hole,
totally
is like
brown
probably
and crusty.
I mean, mine.
How do you know they smell?
Because I just smelled it, but I'm not gonna let you smell
How
it.
do you smell them? Dude, there's no way.
Okay, all right.
I never wear earrings.
Neither do I. That's the thing that's like weirding me out. Like inside the hole is probably just like, because it's still a hole in your body.
You have double pierce?
I guess, I forget.
Yeah,
I have like one here and then like there.
I wanted to get more piercings, but
my dad would kill me.
They just like close up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of like past that point. And then they're always like, oh, you have to like sleep on a special pillow and clean it out every day. I'm like, no.
Do you have any tattoos?
Shower. No. Okay. Lindsey has a tattoo. It's tight.
My dad doesn't know yet, so hey, Dad.
Yeah. It's a dolphin. It's on her vagina. It's jumping into her vagina.
We will also be talking about vaginas.
You need to tell them what your tattoo is so they don't think it's a dolphin.
Oh, it's a
jumping in your vagina.
It's a mourning dove feather. It's for my grandfather.
It's beautiful.
We'll get into that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we will be talking about vaginas, and we also will probably have questions about like very like, I'm going to say the wrong thing.
Yeah, just say it. Basic in general.
No, not basic, but
about penises?
Clinical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
we'll have doctors on. Like, talk about clinically what penises are like.
I just have some questions.
Penis, so
never.
I've seen one penis. It's my boyfriend's. So that's the only
one
penis
you've
I've
ever seen. Yeah. Oh man, I wish I'd only seen one penis.
You don't need to see anymore. So I think that's it. So we'll come back to you with a name. And just a structured show.
Yeah.
We'll keep them to like 40, 30, 45 minutes. Perfect for driving.
Perfect for your drive.
Walking.
From work.
Whatever. And then we'll also set up a website to answer questions, to interact with you guys. And
maybe we'll even put a picture up of us.
Like maybe, if you guys are lucky.
We'll see.
Yeah. I'll just put a picture of like Rosie Huntington Boyle and just be like, here I am. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, we'll put a picture of us and stuff.
Doppelganger.
Tops.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we love you.
We'll see you next week.
Peace out.
We hope you enjoyed this solo episode with Krista and I, as well as our bonus TBT. So those TBTs are one of many. We have a bunch of episodes that have never been heard before, and we will be releasing them on our Patreon page. So if you become a patron at patreon.com/almost30, patreon.com/almost30. You can donate a few bucks a month to get a ton of rad rewards. So including our Almost 30 dad hat, bonus episodes like those throwback episodes, live streams, access to events that we have in LA, and eventually across the country, and so much more. So we would love for you to check that out. A few thank yous. Thank you to podcastmasters.net for editing our episodes. We love you guys. Thank you to Chloe Money. You can find her work at chloe-leo.com, CLO-LEO.com. Thanks so much to Tiffany, Meredith, James, and a bunch of other people who are always contributing to Almost 30, helping us to grow and be better for all of you. And thank you to Almost 30 Nation, all of you. We wouldn't be where we are without you. So thank you. Please DM us, message us, email us, and join our secret Facebook group. We're having really inspiring, enlightening conversations in there every single day, ready to have you. So join that. And thanks so much to our sponsors this week, Hum Nutrition, Four Sigmatic, Zola, Dame Products, and HelloFresh. Damn, we got a good crew this week. Thanks so much for listening, and we will see you all very soon.